The Spanish conquistadors destroyed everything. Every Inca city, every temple, every palace. They melted down the gold. They burned the records. They tore down the walls and built churches on top of them. In less than 50 years, they erased one of the greatest civilizations in human history. Almost everything. Because there was one city they never found. A city built on top of a mountain, hidden inside clouds, surrounded by cliffs on every side. A city so secret that even most Inca citizens didn't know it existed. The Spanish searched for it. They never found it. The jungle swallowed it for 400 years. And when the world finally rediscovered it in 1911, it raised more questions than it answered. Because nobody, to this day, knows why it was built, who lived there, or
why it was abandoned. This is Machu Picchu, and this is what history hasn't told you. Around 1450, the most powerful ruler of the Inca Empire, Emperor Pachacuti, ordered the construction of a city on a mountain ridge in the Andes, 8,000 feet above sea level. Think about what that means for a moment. The stones used in the most impressive buildings were cut so precisely and fitted so closely together that even a credit card cannot be inserted between them. And all of this was done without mortar, metal tools, or the wheel. Every single stone was carried up a mountain by hand. Peru sits in one of the most seismically unstable regions on Earth. Both Lima and Cusco have been leveled by earthquakes. Machu Picchu itself was built directly on top of 2 fault lines. But when an earthquake hits, the stones don't crack. They bounce and fall back into place. An engineering system so advanced that modern architects still study it today. But here's what makes it truly strange. The routes leading to Machu Picchu were forbidden to anyone outside a small circle of Inca elite. Working-class citizens, who made up the bulk of Inca society, had no knowledge of the city's existence or whereabouts. This wasn't just a city, it was a secret. Built in secret, inhabited in secret, and eventually abandoned in secret. Here's the question that has haunted archaeologists for over a century. What was Machu Picchu actually for? Meaning European invaders never discovered it. There was nothing to document that it even existed, let alone its purpose. The Inca had no written language, so there are no records from their side either. Every theory we have is educated guesswork. Some believe it was a royal estate for Emperor Pachacuti and his family. Others think it was a religious retreat for the Inca elite. Recent archaeological evidence suggests it may have been a sacred ceremonial center used for rituals. Then there's the skeleton mystery. Machu Picchu was occupied for approximately 90 years, during which hundreds or thousands of people would have lived, worked, and died there. But the number of human remains found at the site is dramatically lower than expected. The missing population is considered one of the most perplexing mysteries of the site. Where did the bodies go? And it gets stranger. Ground-penetrating radar has detected possible sealed chambers beneath the site. Inca architectural techniques included sophisticated methods for concealing doorways and chambers using precisely fitted stone blocks that would be virtually invisible once sealed. There may be entire rooms underneath Machu Picchu, sealed before abandonment, that no one has ever entered. Machu Picchu was occupied by at least 3 generations of Inca, and then, in less than 100 years after it was built, it was suddenly abandoned. No battle, no destruction, no fire. The city was simply left. Remarkably, the Spanish never found Machu Picchu. This spared it from the looting and destruction that devastated every other Inca city. Hidden deep in cloud forest and surrounded by steep mountains, the site remained completely untouched. But why did the Inca leave in the first place? One theory suggests that as Spanish wars began, the Inca needed every able-bodied person to fight, and Machu Picchu,
along with other elite sites, was simply left behind as the empire collapsed around it. Another theory points to disease. A smallpox epidemic combined with severe drought may have made it impossible to maintain a population in such a remote and difficult location. But the darkest theory is this. Knowledge of Machu Picchu's existence and the routes leading there were forbidden to anyone outside the innermost circle of Inca elite. When those people died, in wars, from disease, from the collapse of the empire, the knowledge of the city died with them. Nobody told the Spanish, because nobody else knew. The greatest city the Inca ever built vanished, not because of conquest, but because the people who knew it existed were all gone. On July 24th, 1911, an American historian named Hiram Bingham was hacking through jungle in Peru, looking for a completely different lost city. He was searching for Vilcabamba, the hidden Inca capital where the last independent rulers had waged a years-long resistance against the Spanish conquistadors.
A local farmer led him up a steep slope. A small boy guided him through the undergrowth. And then, rising out of the mist, he saw it. Bingham spent most of his life arguing that what he had found was Vilcabamba. That theory wasn't proved wrong until after his death in 1956. The real Vilcabamba was built in the jungle about 50 miles west of Machu Picchu. And ironically, Bingham had actually passed through those ruins during his 1911 trek and dismissed them. He had found the wrong lost city. And the city he had actually found, nobody could explain. Before Bingham's arrival, a local farmer named Anacleto had actually been living on the site for 8 years, leasing the property for 12 sols annually. The greatest archaeological discovery of the 20th century had a farmer living in it. History is strange that way. New technologies continue to reveal additional information about Machu Picchu, though they often generate new questions alongside answers. The sealed chambers detected by radar have never been opened. Conservation rules prevent it. Over 1 million people visit Machu Picchu every year. They walk through the same stones, stand in the same plazas, look out over the same cliffs. And nobody, not one archaeologist, not one historian, can tell them with certainty what this place was, who built it for, or why it was left behind. Troy existed, and we found it. Atlantis might exist. We're still looking. But Machu Picchu is different. It's right there. You can touch the stones. You can walk through the temples. And it's still one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in human history. Some secrets aren't hidden underground or lost beneath the ocean. Some secrets are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to ask the right question. Subscribe. Next week, we go somewhere even the history books are afraid to go.